Lesson 1, Grade 9 English, Expressing Permission, Obligation, and Prohibition using Modals. Good day, everyone. I am Michelle Magulod-Vargas, your teacher of English. Now, let us have our objectives. This lesson focuses on different kinds of modals. This also deals with the different grammatical forms of modals as used in expressing permission, obligation, and prohibition. You are expected to identify the modals used in an article, differentiate the different kinds of modals used in expressing permission, obligation, and prohibition, create dialogues using modals, and convert nonlinear to linear information. Moving on, let us have modals. Modals are auxiliary or helping verbs. They may be used in expressing permission, obligation, and prohibition. Here are the examples of modals used in a sentence. Number 1, I believe I can fly. Number 2, Cody must call the police after the incident. Number 3, Janine has to prepare for her exams. Number 4, Bernadette doesn't have to secure a permit for her to go out of her house. The bolded words are the examples of modals. We have can, must, has to, and doesn't have to. Modals are used in expressing permission, obligation, and prohibition. Let us have the different kinds of modals expressing permission. But first, what do we mean by permission? Permission is an act of giving consent or authorization. To make it simple, you are allowing something to happen. So that is permission. In stating permission, modals to be used include can, could, and may. Our first example is can. Can is used to ask for and give permission. Let us use can in sentences. Examples. Number 1. Can you give me your number? Number 2. Can you help me with this? Number 3. I can do it if you want me to. We now have could. Could is also used as more polite and more formal modal in asking permission, which may not be given. Let us use could in sentences. Examples. Number 1. I could possibly ask my mom to cook it for us. Number 2. Could I interview the mayor? Number 3. Could you lend me your book? And the last one is may. May is the most polite and more formal modal used in asking and giving permission. Let us have may in sentences. Examples. Number 1. Medical practitioners affected by COVID-19 may now claim their financial support from the government. Number 2. Teachers may now distribute the modules to the learners. Number 3. May I borrow your book, please? The next kind of modal is for prohibition. Prohibition is the act of disallowing or prohibiting someone in performing or doing something. Simply, you are stopping someone to do something. Modals showing prohibition include can't and must not or mustn't. First, we have can't. Can't is used in dealing with something against rules, laws, and signs. This is used when the speaker is not the one who sets the rules. Let us use can't in sentences. Examples. Number 1. You can't go out during the community quarantine. That is a quarantine policy. Number 2. The company can't apply for promotion for reconsideration. That is a legal proceeding. Number 3. You can't buy any alcoholic beverages due to liquor ban. That is liquor ban policy. And we have must not or mustn't. Must not or mustn't is used in dealing with something that is not permitted. In this context, it is the speaker who sets the rules. We have must not or mustn't in sentences. Examples. Number 1. You must not turn off your camera during online class. That is for teachers to his students. Number 2. Mustn't you eat the fruits inside the fridge? Mother to child. Number 3. Salome must not tell my secrets to her friends. Boss to a colleague. We have modals in expressing obligation. Obligation expresses commitment or duty. Modals used in expressing obligation include have to or has to and must. Has or have to is used when obligation comes not from the speaker. The obligation is set by an authority, rule, or law. Note that has to is used when the subject is singular, and have to is used when the subject is plural. Examples for has and have to. Number 1. I have to be in the airport before the flight departure. Number 2. She has to submit her report on time. Number 3. The company has to pay retrenchment benefits to its employees. And we have must. Must is used when expressing obligation comes from the speaker or from an authority. Examples for must. Number 1. I must call my husband now. Number 2. We must finish the report on time. Number 3. I must stay away from them. And the last one is for no obligation. No obligation expresses the absence of commitment or duty as one may do it or not. Don't or doesn't have to is used to express no obligation. These are the examples of sentences using don't and doesn't have to. Number 1. She doesn't have to attend the funeral if she is not feeling well. Number 2. You don't have to come to my office in person. You may submit it online. Number 3. The employees don't have to come this morning as the activity will start in the afternoon. That ends our lesson today. Thank you and God bless.